Okay, example 2. Once production starts on a liquefied natural gas well, the pressure drops continuously. So we've done this question before, making the well produce less and less over the life of the well. The production of the well diminishes by only 2% every month, and its first month's production was 20 million. Okay, so we've done this before. If you need to look back at the previous chapter, you can. But what will be the monthly production after 12 months? So actually, before we do that, let's just write, okay, we got 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 20 million. So what would the next term be? So we're going to have to times this. Now we are losing something, but we're keeping the majority of it. So we're losing 2%, but we're keeping 98. So we're going to times it by 0.98. So 20 million times 0.98. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 times it by 0.98 is 19,600,000. So 19,600,000 ... Okay, so that gives us a good starting place. So how much is produced on the 12th month? So T1 here is 20 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Our ratio here, common ratio, is 0.98 because we're keeping 98%. And we want to know what will be the monthly production of the well in 12 months. So on the 12th month, how much is it producing? So Rn is 12. So we're just finding a very specific month. So that's a Tn. We're finding a specific term. So that's T1 times R to the n minus 1. So we're finding T12. T1 is 20 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then R here is 0.98 to the 12 minus 1, which is going to be 11. Okay, so I'm going to push this all into the calculator and see what we get. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 times 0.98, or 0.98, but I said 0.98 to the power of 11. Enter. So this is what it makes after 12 months. This is how much it will make. So it won't make 20 million, it'll make 16 million. Okay, so there we have it, 16,014,627.01 liters. That's probably just a rounding thing as well. So now we want to say, what's the monthly production in 5 years? Now 5 years is the same thing as 60 months. 5 times 12 is 60. So let's keep that in mind. So we want to see how much is just being produced on that 60th month. What will be the monthly production? Okay, so T1 was 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 20 million. My ratio is keeping most of it here, so I'm keeping 98%, so 0.98. And my N is 60, because I'm looking at 60 months. Okay, so Tn, I'm just finding this, T1 R to the n minus 1. So I'm finding the 60th month. How much are we making? 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then R is 0.98 to the 59. Okay, so exactly the same formula, but instead of 11, we need to do 59. So 20 million times 0.98 to the power of 59. Okay, looks good. Okay, 607, let's see, so it's only 6 million. So we're at 20 million. After 5 years, it's now only producing 6 million and change. So 6 million, I'll write that down. Okay, so that is how much it makes. So after a year, 12 months, the well was making 16 million liters. That's how much it was producing in a month. After 5 years, it's producing a lot less. It's only producing 6 million liters. Okay, so now we want to find out what the total, that's the sum, the total production in 5 years. So what would the total production be? Okay, so let's see here. Our T1 That's the 20 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Our R is still 0.98. And the number of months here, the number of terms is 60. Remember, that's 5 years. 60 months. Okay, so now we can find the sum. Sn. So that was T1, I think, 1 minus R to the n all over 1 minus R. So that's what the sum formula was. So sum of the 60 months, the first month was 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 minus, is a negative, nope, tell us I don't need brackets, 0.98 to the power of 60 all over 1 minus 0.98. Now I don't know what that top is going to be. I'm a little scared, but let's see here. The denominator, 1 minus 0.98 is going to be 0.02. So it's almost, that's just what's away from making 100. So 98 there, so if it's, well, yeah, that's right. Now the top, I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to put this in the calculator. 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bracket 1 minus R, 0.98 to the power of 60. So what does all of that get you? Okay, so I got to write that number down. Okay, so if I take that number and divide it by 0.02, what do I get? Oh my goodness. Okay, so 702 million. I'm going to write that down. So there you go, 702,446,857.3 liters. That's how much. So we get 20 million at the first month, and then slowly we lose a little bit. But so far, over 5 years, we've accumulated 702 million. Way more than that first month, which was 20 million. But this well is going to eventually run dry. It's lowering and lowering and lowering. So we want to know, well, when it goes on forever, it'll eventually lower. So we want the total production before it runs dry. That is an infinity question. And so those ones are even easier. So your T1 is 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Your ratio is 0.98, and we don't need the number of terms because we are just doing an infinite number of terms, which is T1 all over 1 minus R. So that is 20 million, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1 minus 0.98. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, over 0.02. So that is how much, we'll put in the calculator, how much we'll get in total. So let's take a look here. I shall use my other one because it's such an easy one here. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 20 million divided by 0.02. 1 billion. Okay. So liters. So we did 702 million, but we're not there at a billion. So 702 million, a lot of it got used up in the first 5 years, and then the other 300 million get used up over the rest of the life of the well. So that's an infinity question there, before the well runs dry. So I'll just zoom out for those these last two parts here for you to copy anything down that you want, but that should be it for this video.